All right, Mark, if you had to pick, which TV character would you want to be stuck in a room with for 24 hours?
Tough one, definitely Joey from Friends. I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out with someone who says, "How you doing?" like every 5 minutes?
Oh no, that would be so awkward. You'd get stuck in a loop of awkward flirting the whole time.
Exactly, and I'd have to teach him how to share food.
True, but I think I'd be stuck with Ross, constantly talking about dinosaurs and reminding me about his failed marriages.
Ouch, that's a tough one. A full day of "we were on a break" sounds like a personal challenge.
Exactly. It's like, hey, Ross, can we just talk about something other than your love life for once?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Speaking English Daily Dose. I'm Sarah, and today I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Mark. How's it going, Mark?
Hey Sarah, I'm doing great, thanks. Super excited for today's episode.
Absolutely. For all of our new listeners, this podcast is all about helping you improve your English in a fun, natural way. You'll hear us chat about real-life topics and practice real conversations. It's perfect for beginners who want to get more comfortable with speaking English.
That's right. So today we're going to talk about something pretty exciting, TV shows. We all love watching them, right? Whether it's Friends, Stranger Things, The Simpsons, or The Office, there's always something fun to talk about.
Definitely. And by the end of this episode, we hope you'll feel a little more confident in talking about your favorite shows too. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some fun conversation. So Mark, how was your weekend? Did you do anything exciting?
Oh, it was pretty chill. I spent most of it at home watching a few episodes of Money Heist. Just trying to figure out if I can be as clever as those characters.
That sounds fun. I actually went out with some friends to a cafe. The weather's been nice here, so it was perfect for sitting outside. What about you? Is the weather good where you are?
It's been great. I don't mind when it's a bit warmer, but not too hot. I'm just not a fan of the heat. It makes me want to stay inside with some air conditioning and watch TV all day.
Oh, I get that. Sometimes it's nice to have a relaxing day in front of the TV. Speaking of which, I'm really into The Crown lately. Have you ever watched it?
Actually, no. I've heard a lot about it, though. It's supposed to be really good. What's it about?
It's about the life of Queen Elizabeth II. The way they show her reign and the history behind it is so interesting. But I'm still trying to decide if I like it more than Sherlock. Have you seen Sherlock?
Oh, yeah. Sherlock is amazing. The mystery and how quick-witted Sherlock is always blows me away. But honestly, I also love Stranger Things. The mix of sci-fi and mystery is just my kind of thing.
That's a good one. Stranger Things really keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's like a mix of adventure and horror.
Exactly. It's so fun to talk about all these shows. I think it's a great way to practice speaking English, too.
Definitely. All right, let's dive into today's main topic and chat more about TV shows we love. So let's start with Friends. I feel like everyone has seen it. Do you watch it, Mark?
Of course. I mean, who hasn't? I love how the characters are all so different, but they make such a great group of friends. They balance each other out in a way that makes the show feel so real.
Right? Ross with his obsession with dinosaurs, Joey with his how you doing line, and Monica being, well, Monica. I think that's what makes the show so relatable. It's like you know people who are just like them in real life. You can't help but recognize bits of your own friends in them.
Exactly. And Chandler's sarcasm just makes everything funnier. Sometimes I feel like I've seen every episode 10 times, but I never get bored of it. Every time I watch, I catch something new or laugh at a joke I didn't notice before.
Same here. It's amazing how the same jokes still make me laugh even after all these years. I think the humor just doesn't get old. There's something about the chemistry between the characters that makes the show timeless. Even if you know what's coming, it still feels fresh.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think that's what makes Friends so special. The way each of them brings something unique to the table, but they all support each other no matter what. It's like a perfect balance of humor and heart. You can have your funny moments, but they also tackle serious stuff like love, relationships, and growing up.
Exactly. And even though they all have their quirks, you can't help but root for them. You feel invested in their lives. It's such a comforting show. Whenever I feel down, I just put on an episode and I know I'll feel better. There's something so familiar about it, like it's always there for you when you need a little escape.
I agree. It's like a security blanket. No matter what's going on in my life, I know I can always count on friends to make me smile. And there's always something new to notice, even in the most familiar episodes. The show's got a lot of hidden details if you really pay attention, like the background jokes or the way the characters evolve over time. It's like a treasure chest of small moments.
Yeah. And the way they all grow but stay true to their personalities is something I really appreciate. For example, Ross and Rachel's relationship. It's messy, but they still find their way back to each other, and you're just cheering for them the whole time. Even Chandler and Monica, their dynamic shifts so beautifully as they grow as individuals and as a couple.
Exactly. It's so satisfying to see how they all change, but at the core, they're still the same people you fell in love with at the beginning. And I think that's why Friends has such staying power. You can watch it for the first time or the 100th time, and you'll still love it just as much. There's always a bit of nostalgia mixed with the joy of rediscovering the magic.
I couldn't agree more. It's like a show that never gets old, and no matter how many times you watch it, it feels like coming home. Speaking of shows we've watched 100 times, The Office is another one that people just can't stop watching. What do you think of it?
Oh, The Office is legendary. Michael Scott is hilarious and cringy at the same time. I love how awkward the humor is. It's like a comedy that you can relate to in real life. It makes you feel like you're watching something so real and so uncomfortable that you can't help but laugh.
For sure. The way everyone interacts at work is so funny. I find myself laughing out loud even when I'm watching it alone. It's one of those shows that makes you feel like you're a part of the office crew. Plus, it's one of those shows that gets better the more you watch. There's always something new to pick up on.
Agreed. The first time you watch, you're just getting used to the characters and their quirks. But after a few seasons, you start noticing the little things, the awkward silences, the random remarks, the small things like Jim's pranks on Dwight. It all becomes part of the charm. It's like the more you watch, the more you notice and appreciate those tiny details.
I totally get that. And the character development is great too. You start out thinking that Michael's just the annoying boss, but by the end, you kind of understand him in a way. He's a mess, but there's a kind of sweetness to him. It's a nice mix of cringe and sweetness. You can't help but feel for him at times, even when he's making everyone uncomfortable.
Exactly. And then there's Jim and Pam. Their relationship is so genuine. From the awkward moments to the sweet ones, they're just so relatable. I think we all secretly wish we had a partner like that. They're kind of the heart of the show, and you really root for them.
100%. And I love how The Office teaches you that the most mundane, everyday situations can be turned into comedy gold. Whether it's a talking head interview or just a random conversation at the water cooler, it makes you realize how hilarious and awkward life can be in an office setting. It makes you look at the little moments in life differently, like how even the smallest things can turn into something memorable.
Absolutely. And what's even better is how the show makes you see the humor in all the little details, like a casual look or an awkward pause in a conversation. It's like they take these simple moments, blow them up, and turn them into hilarious, unforgettable scenes. The comedy feels so natural because we've all been in those situations at some point.
Right? You might not even realize how funny those awkward silences are until you see it happen in the show. It's like you've lived through it, but the show just makes it so much funnier. I think that's what makes The Office so special. It's the kind of show where the more you watch, the more you fall in love with the characters and their little quirks.
Exactly. It's one of those shows that you can watch over and over again, and it's always just as funny. You catch something new each time, and it feels like you're rediscovering the charm all over again.
Definitely. And no matter how many times I watch it, it still feels like home. You just can't get enough of the awkwardness, the humor, and the heartwarming moments all mixed together. It's like a perfect balance of everything that makes a show great.
Now, what about Game of Thrones? I've watched all of it, and wow, there's so much drama.
Yeah, Game of Thrones has so many twists and turns, but I'll be honest, I don't know if I could ever watch it again. It's pretty intense. The amount of emotional investment you have to put in is huge. And after the first time, I don't think I could handle the shock again.
True, true. I mean, it's hard to forget the shocking moments. Like when certain characters were killed off, I literally couldn't believe it. But I like that it brings people together. You can always talk about Game of Thrones with anyone, and it's a great conversation starter. Like, who hasn't gotten into a debate about the show with friends?
Totally. It's one of those shows that you have to talk about. I mean, the plot twists and character deaths always make you gasp. Game of Thrones was the show everyone had to be in on. And honestly, the show had such a huge impact on TV history, didn't it?
Absolutely. It set the bar for epic storytelling. The world building was incredible. You really felt like you were transported to Westeros. The political intrigue, the battles, and of course the dragons, everything about it felt so grand. You just couldn't look away. Every episode had you hooked.
It really was a cultural phenomenon. Everyone had their favorite character, and there were so many heated debates about who was going to win the Iron Throne. You would walk into a room and someone would be talking about it, whether they were Team Jon Snow or Daenerys. It was impossible not to get swept up in it.
And even though the ending was controversial, it didn't take away from how amazing the rest of the show was. Sure, not everyone loved the way it wrapped up, but it's still one of the greatest TV shows ever. The storylines, the characters, the shocking moments, it's definitely one of those shows that will be remembered for a long time.
Exactly. The show will always be remembered for its incredible impact on TV and pop culture. People will be talking about Game of Thrones for years to come, even if we don't always agree with how it ended. It's just one of those shows that left a mark on television history.
For sure. Even though I have my own opinions about the last season, I still think the entire journey was amazing. It's like Game of Thrones set the bar so high that everything else feels like it's trying to reach that level.
Absolutely. There's no denying its legacy. And now, with all these spin-offs, it feels like Game of Thrones is still alive in a way, just in a different form. It's fascinating to see how the world they built continues to evolve.
Yeah, the spin-offs are definitely keeping the Game of Thrones energy alive. It's like the story never really ends, and I'm excited to see where they take it next. But honestly, nothing will ever be quite like the original series.
And then there's Stranger Things. I remember when I started watching it, I didn't think I would like it, but I was so hooked after the first episode. I mean, I wasn't sure at first, but once I saw those kids in the dark trying to figure out what was going on, I couldn't stop watching.
I feel the same. It's got that creepy, nostalgic feel like it's taking us back to the 80s, but with a supernatural twist. It's got that perfect mix of sci-fi, mystery, and horror. That's what makes it unique. You don't get shows like this every day. It's a blend of things we know and love from the past with something new and exciting added to the mix.
Yeah, it's one of those shows that leaves you wanting more after every episode. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat. And it's fun because you get to guess what will happen next, but it always surprises you. It's like the perfect show for people who love a good mystery.
Exactly. And the mix of science fiction and horror is so well done. It's not just about scary creatures, though. It's also about friendship and growing up. It's got that perfect balance. The way the show handles relationships and personal struggles is just as compelling as the supernatural stuff. You can really connect with the characters on a deeper level.
I love how the kids on the show are so relatable. They go through normal growing pains like friendship troubles, school stress, and crushes, but with the supernatural twist on top. It's refreshing because it doesn't just focus on the scary stuff. It brings in real life challenges, and that makes it even more engaging.
For sure. And the characters, especially Eleven, are so memorable. She's such a strong character with so much depth. Watching her grow over the seasons has been amazing. I can't wait to see what happens in the next season. Every time a new one comes out, it's like an event. People gather around to watch it, talk about it, and guess what's coming next. It's just one of those shows that builds excitement and you can't help but be a part of it.
Totally. Stranger Things has a way of making you feel like you're living in that world. You're not just watching a show, you're part of the adventure. And the nostalgia of the 80s makes it even more fun. It takes you back to a time when everything felt new and mysterious.
Exactly. It's a perfect mix of feeling like a kid again, but with the thrill of the unknown. Stranger Things really captures that magic. I think it'll go down as one of the most memorable shows of this generation. And then there's Money Heist. Do you like that show, Sarah?
I love Money Heist. The strategy, the heist, and the characters is one of those shows where you really get attached to the story. The way they plan everything out is so fascinating, and I can't help but get caught up in the tension. But I have to admit, I get a little stressed with all the close calls. Every episode feels like something could go wrong at any moment.
Haha, yes, but it's so exciting. And the characters are so interesting, especially Professor and his plans. He's always thinking several steps ahead, and it makes you feel like you're part of the heist. I just want to know what happens next. Every time I think I figured it out, the show throws in a curveball.
Me too. Every season has me on the edge of my seat. It's like every move counts and you can never predict the outcome. The twists and turns in every episode are crazy. You think you know what's coming, but then they surprise you with something completely unexpected. And the suspense is unreal.
Exactly. And the relationship dynamics between the robbers, they're all so different, but somehow they make it work. You've got people from different backgrounds with different personalities, and yet they come together for this huge, risky plan. It's a good mix of action, drama, and suspense. Watching them try to trust each other, work together, and keep the heist going is so compelling.
I agree. And the fact that the show's set in Spain adds such an interesting cultural element to it. The whole vibe of the show, the language, the setting, it brings a unique flavor to the heist genre. I love how it's not just about the heist itself, but also about the personal stories and struggles of each character. It makes everything feel so much more real and intense.
Totally. It gives the show a whole new level of depth. And the fact that it's in Spanish adds so much to the experience. There's something so cool about hearing a different language while watching such an intense, action packed show. The whole cultural aspect really sets it apart from other heist stories.
Exactly. And even though it's all about pulling off this massive heist, you really feel for the characters. The emotions, the motivations, the sacrifices they make, it all feels so personal. It's not just about the money, it's about who they are and what they're willing to risk. That's what makes it so addictive.
For sure. And with each season, you get more and more invested in their journey. Every new twist in the plan, every unexpected turn just keeps you hooked. Money Heist is one of those shows that you just can't stop watching once you start. It's intense, emotional, and full of surprises. It's so cool how these shows can teach us so much about culture, language, and different ways of thinking. Watching TV shows like these gives us a chance to practice English in a fun way without feeling like we're studying.
Definitely. You learn new expressions, pick up on cultural references, and even start mimicking the characters' voices. It's such a natural way to improve your language skills. Plus, when you talk about these shows with other people, it's a great way to practice speaking. You get to use real-life conversations that you might hear on the street or at work.
And the best part is, we get to do all of this without it feeling like a lesson. It's just two friends chatting, having fun with TV shows, and picking up language along the way. It's almost like learning without even trying.
Exactly. And you'll notice how much easier it gets the more you practice. The more you listen, the more natural the language starts to feel. Before you know it, you'll be speaking English naturally, just like the characters on your favorite shows. It's such an enjoyable way to get better at the language.
Totally. And it's not just about understanding the words, it's about getting the rhythm, the tone, and the flow of natural conversations. You pick up on how people use phrases, pauses, and reactions. That's the real magic.
For sure. Watching these shows makes English feel more like a part of daily life, and it's a lot less intimidating because you're not just memorizing grammar rules. You're learning how to communicate like a native speaker in a fun and engaging way.
Exactly. So the next time you want to improve your English, just grab your favorite show, relax, and watch it. You'll learn so much without even realizing it. You never know, you might even pick up a few new words or phrases along the way.
And who knows, maybe you'll start mimicking those characters and using their lines in real conversations. Just keep watching, keep listening, and most importantly, enjoy the process. All right, let's do a quick recap of what we've covered today. We've talked about a lot of fun TV shows, right?
Yeah, we dove into some of the best shows out there, like Friends, Stranger Things, Sherlock, and more. Each of these shows has something special about it, whether it's the quirky characters, the intense drama, or those shocking plot twists that keep us hooked.
Exactly. And we learned some awesome vocabulary that'll help you sound like a pro when talking about your favorite shows. Words like binge watch, plot twist, and cliffhanger are perfect for describing those memorable moments we all love in TV shows.
For sure. Now, when you talk about your favorite shows with friends, you can easily use these words and sound just like a TV show expert. Whether you're chatting about a Friends episode or that crazy Stranger Things twist, you've got the right words to use.
And the best part is, you now know how to share your favorite shows with others in a fun, casual way. You can talk about different kinds of shows, from comedies to dramas to thrillers, with confidence and style.
Exactly. So remember, next time you're talking about TV, use some of these words and you'll be engaging in the conversation like a natural. You'll be the go-to TV show expert in no time.
That's it for today's episode, folks. We hope you had fun and picked up some new words to talk about your favorite shows. Now it's your turn. Here's our question of the day. What's your favorite TV show and why?
We'd love to hear your answers. Is it a comedy like Friends, a drama like The Crown, or something exciting like Stranger Things?
And don't forget to tell us what you like about it. What makes it special to you? Drop your answers in the comments below. We can't wait to read them. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you had fun and learned some new English phrases.
Remember, practicing English can be as easy as talking about your favorite TV shows. Keep practicing and you'll improve in no time.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We've got new videos coming every week to help you with your English skills.
See you next time, everyone. Take care and keep watching those shows.
All right, now let's dive into some of the cool vocabulary we've been using during our conversation. These words are perfect for talking about your favorite TV shows, and they can really help spice up your English. Let's start with binge watch.
Yes, binge watch means to watch multiple episodes of a show in one setting. It's that thing we all do when we just can't stop watching, right? Like, you can't stop after one episode. For example, I said I spent the whole weekend binge watching Money Heist, which means I watched more than just one episode, probably the whole season.
Exactly. A new example could be, I binge watched the whole season of The Crown last night. But here's a common mistake. People sometimes say binge watch when they've only seen one episode. But no, you've got to watch multiple episodes for it to count.
That's true. Moving on to our next word, plot twist. A plot twist is when something unexpected happens in the story. It's like when you think you know what's going to happen and then boom, something completely shocking occurs. I used it in the sentence, Game of Thrones had so many plot twists. Every season, there was something that made me go, what?
And a new example could be, the plot twist in Stranger Things was mind-blowing. But be careful, because a lot of people make the mistake of calling small, predictable changes a plot twist. A true plot twist has to completely surprise you.
Totally. Next up is cliffhanger. A cliffhanger is when an episode ends so dramatically that you can't wait for the next one. You're left on the edge of your seat. I said the cliffhanger in Money Heist had me wanting more. That means I was dying to know what happened next.
Right. A new example could be the cliffhanger in the last episode of Friends made me wait for the next season. But here's the mistake a lot of people make: calling a normal ending a cliffhanger when it doesn't really leave you hanging. A cliffhanger should make you want more, like right away.
I love that. Moving on to cringe. Cringe is the feeling you get when something makes you feel secondhand embarrassment. I said Michael Scott's jokes make me cringe. And if you watch The Office, you know exactly what I mean. It's just so awkward, but hilarious.
Oh, totally. And a new example could be I cringe every time I see a bad movie audition. But here's the mistake: people sometimes use cringe when something is just awkward or bad. But cringe is a specific feeling. It's that uncomfortable, I can't watch this kind of moment.
Exactly. Now on to nostalgic. When something makes you feel like you're longing for the past or remembering it fondly, you're feeling nostalgic. I used it when I said Stranger Things is so nostalgic for the 80s. It really takes you back to that time.
For sure, a new example could be watching The Office always makes me feel nostalgic for my old job. It's that warm, fuzzy feeling of remembering something from the past. But here's the mistake: you can't call something nostalgic unless it's actually from the past. So don't use it for things that are brand new.
Yes. Now let's talk about hooked. If you're hooked, it means you're completely captivated or interested in something. I said I was hooked after the first episode of Stranger Things. Once I started, I couldn't stop watching.
Exactly. A new example could be once I started Money Heist, I was hooked. But here's the common mistake: don't say you're hooked if you haven't really gotten interested yet. Hooked is when you're completely invested in something.
Such a good one. Finally, we've got drama. Drama is when exciting or emotional events happen in a story. I said Game of Thrones is full of drama because it's always intense, right?
Yeah, totally. A new example could be the drama in The Crown kept me watching all night. But don't use drama for normal, everyday conflicts. Drama in TV shows is all about those big moments that keep you on the edge of your seat.
Exactly. So these words, binge watch, plot twist, cliffhanger, cringe, nostalgic, hooked, and drama will definitely help you sound more like a TV show expert. Keep these in your back pocket for your next conversation about your favorite shows.
For sure. And the best part is you can practice these words just by talking about the shows you love. It's a fun way to improve your English without it feeling like a lesson.